Welcome to NYNJPA Weather. I'm meteorologist Stephen DiMartino. This is your weather source for the Northern Mid-Atlantic. Let's check out the forecast. Currently this morning we have high pressure is sitting over New England. It's basically influencing our weather as well. Generally clear skies, light winds, and it is cool out with temperatures in the 30s and a few 40s here and there. But overall, what we can expect through today is some increasing clouds as two areas of low pressure. One along the Gulf Coast and another one moving through the northern plains and western Great Lakes will begin to interact, phase, and produce a new coastal storm off the Virginia and North Carolina coast and eventually move off the Delaware coast this evening into the overnight hours. Discuss this storm more in just a bit. One other thing I want to point out, notice the very strong isobars that are packing behind the cold front over the northern plains. That's going to be a problem for this weekend because a polar air mass is on the way, and with it, it's going to bring cool temperatures and very windy conditions. So here we have my favorite satellite picture, the water vapor satellite picture, and there's a few disturbances I circled here. The first disturbance is over the Great Lakes, and this disturbance is associated with the polar jet stream, which is in the blue. And we have our subtropical jet stream, get used to hearing that as well this winter, which is associated with our green line, which is subtropical jet stream here. It's sitting over western Texas, and it is starting to move northeast. Now, these two disturbances are going to begin to interact and eventually phase this evening over the Tennessee River Valley. And the combination of these two disturbances will lead to low pressure developing off the Mid-Atlantic coast. A few things I want to point out here. One, notice our ridge off the southeast coast and around the Bahamas. That is our famous southeast ridge that is going to be an issue throughout this winter. It's typical with La Nina patterns, and well, it's going to be one that's going to be very important, which is going to determine whether we have a warm winter or a rather stormy one. The way it's setting up right now off the east coast, I would be a little bit concerned about all these nor'easters that have been developing. At any rate, what I'm expecting is that this low pressure is going to develop tonight off the Mid-Atlantic coast, likely around 11 p.m. to 12 a.m., somewhere in that time period, and rain's going to start to spread north into southern New Jersey. As the low pressure tracks over the New Jersey coastal waters and towards southern New England tomorrow, expect widespread heavy rain, and yes, even the potential for some snowflakes mixing in towards the tail end of this storm over parts of northeastern Pennsylvania and the Hudson Valley, generally above 1,500 feet. But the main story here is going to be the rain and the wind. Over the Philadelphia metropolitan area, anywhere from a half an inch to an inch of rain. New York City metropolitan area, 1 to 2 inches, especially as you head off towards eastern Connecticut. The main reason why the rain is increasing as you move northeast is that this is what we call a Miller-B storm. And what that means is that the low pressure center is starting to develop while impacting the region. So the rainfall is not as impressive over the Philadelphia metropolitan area because the storm just hasn't matured yet. But when it gets to the New York City metropolitan area, the storm has matured, and as a result, heavier precipitation. So that's what we're expecting for tomorrow. On Friday, a few lingering rain and snow showers will remain over the region. Again, best potential for snowfall with a minor accumulation possible. We're talking maybe an inch or 2 inches over the highest locations, the peaks, where you normally would go skiing. Otherwise, I really don't expect much in the way of frozen precipitation from the storm because, well, it's early November and we still don't have the heart of the cold air anywhere near the United States yet. The rest of the weekend, like I said, notice the isobars on the surface map. We're going to get a very cold weekend with temperatures not breaking 50 degrees. We're looking at the upper 40s. You factor that in with the winds, and anyone going to football games this weekend better bundle up because it may read 48 degrees, but it's going to feel like 38 or 35. So this weekend is going to be cold, it's going to be windy, and yes, there will be a threat of even some rain and snow showers, possibly even some snow showers over the coastal plain at night. So a very winter-like weekend is expected. The good news is that we have high pressure that is building over the west, and that high pressure is going to eventually take hold of the entire East Coast by next week, with moderating conditions for Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday before our next major cold front comes approaching the region on Thursday with another drop in our temperatures. Thank you for trusting in NYNJPA weather as your weather source for the Northern Mid-Atlantic. I'm meteorologist Stephen DiMartino. Have an excellent day.